Good morning, students. So now we are going to see the types of constraints. So I think you are very clear about the DDL and DML commands. So in the last video I have shown you the SQL platform, how does it works and how can we create a database. We can create table. So create database name using every syntax for each command. We have created a database, we have get into it and we have created a table named as STUD, and we have also inserted records into it, and we have seen all the DDL and DML commands. So how we can create, alter, drop, truncate, and we can insert, update and delete, which comes under DML commands. So how the SQL platform works, I think you are very clear about that and you know very well. So now we are moving to the types of constraint. What do you mean by constraint? So constraint means that is we are going to give some condition. So the constraint is a condition applicable on a field or set of fields. So constraint is a condition, so applicable on a field or set of fields. So we have created a database and we have created a table. Without constraint, I have explained for you in the last video, isn't it? No. So now we will see what are the constraints available and how it helps us. So column constraint and table constraint. These are two types. So column constraint applies only to individual column and table constraint apply to a group of one or more columns, right? So the syntax for table created with constraint is given. You know very well what is the syntax for creating a table. So create table, table name, column name, data type, size. So column name, data type, size. So if you are not giving this column constraint, you will be specifying the column name, data type, size, comma, column name, data type, size. Like this we will be creating our table. But if you are having constraint you are going to have constraint for a particular column, then after the size you have to specify your column constraint. Column name, data type, size, column constraint. Then column name, data type, size, column constraint. So if you are not going to specify column constraint, it's not a problem. After size you can move to the next column name. So at the last you can give your table constraint. So for table constraint is applicable for more than one column name, isn't it? No. So they are having within the bracket we are having more than one column name. So see such an example, so student table with not null column constraint. So we have created table, so create table student. What's the name of the table? Student. So admission number. So I have given as integer. What's the data type? Integer. So integer I have not specified the size. By default what says let us be with that. So now I am specifying the column constraint, not null primary key. So primary key constraint and not null constraint. I have two constraints I have set for this particular column admission number. Next, name character 20. So data type, size, and then comes its constraint not null. It must also be filled with some value. It should not be null. Then for other three, gender, age, place. For these three column or field names, I have not given any constraint. So after column name, data type, size, I have moved to the next column name and this data type, and I have moved to the next column name and data type. For these three, I have not given any constraint, right? This is the syntax for creating the table with constraint. So if you are having constraint, you can specify after the size of you are specify for the particular column. Okay. So now let us move on to the types of constraint. So constraint ensures database integrity, therefore known as database integrity constraint. So these are called database integrity constraint. So there are four things. The different types are unique constraint, primary constraint, default constraint and check constraint. So we are going to see about these four types of constraint: unique constraint, primary key constraint, default constraint and check constraint. So with the name itself, I think it's very clear for you. So unique means, so it must be an unique one. So the value given for one record should not be given for the another one. So that is the unique thing, you know. So primary key, so it is for main purpose. So once a record has to be retrieved, then the primary key constraint will be very helpful for you. So default, suppose the user did not give any value for the particular field, then the default value will be taken. So that is the default constraint, and check. So if whether it is having the correct one, you can check. So these are the 4 types of constraints. So first let us see the unique constraint. So this constraint ensures that no 2 rows have the same value. That is every is in the specified column. So every register number, no one will have the same register number, isn't no? So like the same thing. So for example, unique constraint applied on admission number of student table ensure that no 2 students have the same admission number. Okay, so that one is the constraint can be used. How we can use this constraint? So create table student for admission number we want unique. Okay, so by mistake if we give 2 admission number for 2 students, then it will become a problem, isn't no? So that's it. We have itself, because we are human, we are subject to make mistake. So it should not happen mean we can set the constraint unique to the admission number. So how we can do it? Admission number integer, not null is already there. It must not also be null. At the same time we are having unique. The word unique should be specified. Okay. The unique constraint can be applied only to fields that have also been declared as not null. So that's why we have given here not null. In the field name ku not null nu nama oru constraint set பண்ணிருக்கோமோ அந்த field name க்கு மட்டும் தான் நம்மளால unique constraint set பண்ண முடியும். Okay, so can be applied only to fields that have also been declared as not null. So that one is the main important thing you have to note. Clear? So when 2 constraints are applied on a single field, when 2 constraints are applied on a single field, so we are having 2 constraints, one is not null and another one is unique. So it's known as multiple constraint. So when we are applying more than one constraint for a particular field name or column, it is known as multiple constraint. So in the above example, we are given 2 constraint, not null and unique, or applied on a single column field admission number. Okay, they are separated by a space. At the end of the field definition, a comma is added. So as you know very well, after every call between 2 column name, you will be having one comma, right? So by adding these 2 constraints, the field admission number must take some value. Not null, we are specified as not null. It means it must take any value. Not null irukka kudadu. Kandipa or value adala irukanum. Will not be null and should not be duplicated. Okay, so that is the purpose of giving this as not null and unique. So this is the unique constraint. So next we are moving on to the primary key constraint. So primary key constraint, this constraint declares a field as a primary key which helps to uniquely identify a record. So we can identify a record with this one. It is similar to unique constraint except that only a field of a table can be set as primary key. The primary key does not allow null values and therefore a field declared as a primary key must have the not null constraint. So as the same condition for unique constraint. Unique constraint குடுக்கறதா இருந்தாலும் அது not null இருக்கணும். ஏதாவது ஒரு வேல்யூ கண்டிப்பா இருக்கணும். as not null னா 0 ஏதா வேல்யூ இல்லாம இருக்க கூடாது. அதே மாதிரி தான் primary key நீங்க ஒரு if you are going to give a if you are going to set a field as a primary key, then it must also be declared as not null. Okay, so example showing primary key constraint is also given. So not null irundada you can give your primary key. Okay, so admission number integer not null and primary key. So this is the maximum because name admission number தான் எல்லாருக்கும் டிஃபரெண்டா இருக்கும். நேம் வந்து சில ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ்க்கு ஒன்னு போல இருக்கலாம். So okay, gender it's common and then age is also common. Place also they might have the same place, isn't no? So most probably means the student will be around same surroundings, though they may have the same place also. So the one which is unique, from which one we can find out that particular person is admission number. So it can be given as the primary key constraint, which helps to uniquely identify a record. So for that purpose only we are giving primary key. So for suppose we are giving the employee details, employee number can be set. So if you are having the Aadhaar number, so Aadhaar number is not unique or it's not common for any of the other one. It's a unique ID number for each person, isn't no? So if you are having like that, you can set that Aadhaar number as a primary key. So similarly, it's your wish. So which one you want to have it as a primary key, but for what purpose we are creating that? it helps to uniquely identify a record. So for setting primary key also, that particular field must be not null. It must have the constraint not null also. Clear? In the above example, admission number field has been set as a primary key and therefore will help us to uniquely identify a record. It also set not null. Therefore, this field value cannot be empty. Clear? Right. So next, the third one, default. So default constraint. The default constraint is used to assign a default value for the field. So when no value is given for the specified field having default constraint, automatically the default value will be assigned to the field. So in the last day when I created database and create table, in the last video we have created table, and in that I think you remember that I inserted data into a particular table. At that time I gave only 2 values for the 2 field name, and for other 2 field name I have not given any value. So last video la pathina theriyum or record la 4 field name or table la irukna 2 field name da value kuduthen 2 field name ku value na kudukala. So at that time it was listed as empty. But if you have set the default constraint, if you have set any default value for that, so if a user vanda adukku value kudukalanalo the default value adu eduthukodum. Okay, so the default value constraint, automatically the default value will be assigned to the field. Okay, so how it can be done? Showing default constraint in the student table. So admission number not null primary key, name should not be not null. So age. So age by default the surrounding idella da irupanga 15 16 like that. So age integer default. Okay, so default வந்து என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கோம் equal to 17. That is the default constraint. Okay, so after column data type, if you want to specify your size, then you are giving your constraint. So what constraint I have given here? Default. So you have to give the keyword default and you have to set the value also. Default is equal to, what is the value? 17. It is set denoted within the double quotes. Okay, so if the user does not give any value for this particular field, then by default value 17 will be set for that record. Okay, so in the above example the age field is assigned to the default value of 17. So therefore when no value is entered in age by the user, it automatically assigns 17 to age. Clear? So gender also, most probably male female, male will be set as a default. So if you want to change, you can give it as well. Like that also in most of the, when you try to fill some of the forms, you will be having the values like that. So like this only. So if you want to set any default values, you can set. Clear? So next, the last one, check constraint. Okay, so this constraint helps to set a limit value placed for a field. Okay, when we define the check constraint on a single column, it allows only the restricted values on that field. Okay, so age integer means less than. So here how we can set that is create table student. So admission number, name, gender. We have set the check constraint in age. Age integer check less than or equal to 19. Sorry, less than or equal to 19. Suppose age la poi yara ortha 21 25 kudutira kodadu illaya. So like this age la vandu enna varkanuma enna condition check panna solrom, less than or equal to 19. Okay, so in the above example check constraint is set to age field where the value of age must be less than or equal to 19. Okay, so the check constraint may use relational and logical operators for condition. That is, we are using the less than or equal to. This one is the relational operator, is it? No. So we can also use relational and logical. Logical means and or not. Clear? So these 4 are the, which one? Types of constraint. Okay, so next we will move on to the table constraint. So in this example, the check constraint is set to the age field where the value of age must be less than or equal to 19. So it must be, we can use both relational and logical operators. So next we are moving to the table constraint. So when the constraint is applied to a group of fields of the table, it is known as table constraint. So as we said earlier, group of fields, that is more than one field. The table constraint is normally given at the end of the table definition. So let us take a new table, namely student 1 with the following fields: admission number, first name, last name, gender, age, place. So here having only name. So here we are having first name and last name. Okay. So we are creating the table. Admission number integer not null. So we have included a constraint not null, and first name, last name we have created with the database. Database is given as character, gender, age, place. So for this fields we have not set any constraint. So and next at the last, so at the last primary key. So after giving all the field names, their data type and their size, finally we are giving the table constraint, that is primary key. So what is the primary key? We have for which field names we are going to set? First name and last name. Okay, so this one is the table constraint. We are going to set for more than 2. So here most probably we will set the primary key with admission number. Here we have set the primary key with the first name and last name. So both field names has been set as primary key. So in the above example, the two field name, first name and last name are defined as primary key, which is the table constraint. Clear? So today we have seen about, up to this we have seen about the 4 types of constraints. So what are the 4 types of constraint? Unique constraint, primary key constraint, default constraint and check constraint. Clear? So next we are going to see the DQL command, that is select command. So in the last video itself I have shown you, that is I have shown you the this command, select command, select star from student, select star from STUD. Like that if you give means it will retrieve all the records of that particular table. Yeah. So select command, it comes under the category DQL command. So select star from STUD na STUD table ella records retrieve, it will show to you. Okay, it will retrieve. So this is that one command alone we have seen. So the select command is the one command which comes under the DQL command. So now we will see what are all the things we can add with that select command. So select star na ella recording kurikkum sonne. Suppose if you want to retrieve only one record or only one column, then how we can perform with this select command. Okay. So DQL command, one of the most important tasks when working with SQL is to generate queries and retrieve data. So to retrieve data, that one is the main important task. So for that we will be using the select command, which plays a main role. Okay. So select command can be used in various forms. So for the syntax you know, select column list from table name. So instead of column list only, in the last video I have shown to display all the column you will be using the star symbol. So table name is the name of the table from which the information is retrieved. Column list include one or more column from which data is retrieved. Okay. So now consider this table: admission number, name, gender, age, place. So this is a table. Consider this as a table. You are here having 8 records. Okay. So select admission number, name from student. Then what will happen? The above select command will display the following data. That is, we have given only admission number and name. So only these 2 columns, admission number and name. This is the student table. So this table, name of the table is student. So select admission number, comma name from student. So only these 2 columns will alone be displayed like this. See, admission number and name. Okay. To view all the fields and rows from the table, the select command can be given as select star from student. Can you note this? So this command only I explained to you in the last video. So select star means star is used for retrieving all the fields, that is all the columns. Okay. So now we will see in various ways how we can use this select command. So we have some keywords also to use with this select command. So here they have given some 6 or 5 keywords how to use with that. So first we will see the distinct keyword. So the distinct keyword is used along with the select command to eliminate duplicate rows in the table. Okay. That is, if you have more than one value in a column. See, we are in place, we are having Chennai 3-4 times, Bangalore 2 times we are having, Delhi we are having 2 times. So like this, if you are having one data, that is one value again repeated, it will remove. Okay. So இப்ப நம்ம student எல்லாரும் எந்தெந்த ஊர்ல இருந்துலாம் வராங்க அப்படினு கேட்டாங்கன்னா என்ன சொல்லலாம், 8 ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இருந்தாலும் அவங்க வர்ற ஊர் எத்தனை ஊர் தான்? 4 ஊர் தான் இல்லையா? சென்னை, டெல்லி, பெங்களூர் 3 தான். ஸோ சென்னை, டெல்லி, பெங்களூர் இந்த 3 ஊர்ல இருந்து தான் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் கம்மிங். Okay, so though we are having 8 students are not coming from 8 areas or 8 city, 8 place. They are coming from only 3 place. அப்ப அந்த 3 இடத்தை மட்டும் நமக்கு டார்கெட் பண்ணா போதும்னு நினைப்போம் இல்லையா? சோ இதே மாதிரி நீங்க டேட்டா ரிட்ரீவ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சீங்க அப்படின்னா சோ அப்ப ரெபிடேஷன் நமக்கு தேவையில்லை. சோ டூப்ளிகேட் வந்து நமக்கு தேவையில்லை. சோ டூப்ளிகேஷன் வந்து டூப்ளிகேஷன் இல்லாம மெயினா என்ன வேல்யூ இருக்கோ அது மட்டும் கிடைக்கும். சோ அப்படி நீங்க டேட்டா ரிட்ரீவ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னா then you have to give the command like this. So select distinct. What's the keyword? Distinct place. Distinct எதுக்கு செட் பண்றோம்? Which column? Placeங்கிற column from student. So select distinct place from student னு கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா so what are the duplication will be eradicated and you will be having only the values. So Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi. These 3 are the cities. So it duplicate row. The command to eliminate duplicate rows in the table. Okay. The keyword distinct is used only one null value is returned even if more null value occur. Suppose there is null values இருந்தாலும் ஒரு null value தான் உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஆகும்? ரிட்டர்ன் ஆகுமே தவிர எத்தனை null values இருந்தாலும் ஏன்னா இது தான் duplication accept பண்ணாதே. Okay. So next we are going to see the next keyword all. So select all place அப்படினு distinctனா இருக்கிற நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி duplication இல்லாம வர்றது. So இது வந்து allனா எல்லாரோடதும். So it's similar to displaying the entire ஒரு ஃபீல்ட்ல உள்ள ஒரு ஃபீல்ட மட்டும் டிஸ்ப்ளே பண்ண சொல்றதும் ஒண்ணுதான் allங்கிற வேர்ட் கொடுக்கிறதும் ஒண்ணுதான். The all keyword retains duplicate rows. It will display every row of the table without considering duplicate entries. So display all values of place field from every row of the table without considering the duplicate entries. So select place from student னு கொடுத்தாலும் என்னதான் எல்லா ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ்லயும் பிளேஸ்ல என்ன வேல்யூ இருக்கு அதெல்லாம் வரும். all னு கொடுத்தாலும் டூப்ளிகேட் என்ட்ரிஸ்லாம் கண்டுக்காம அது எல்லாத்தையுமே கொடுக்கும். Okay. So next we are going to see the important one, where class. The where class is a select command specifies criteria for getting the desired result. So you know very well about this where class, isn't no? So நம்ம DML commandல insert பார்த்திருக்கோம், update பார்த்திருக்கோம். So update command யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது இந்த where class நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். In the syntax itself there is a keyword called where in update command, isn't no? The same thing, the same where class can be used with your select command also. So the where class in the select command specify the criteria for getting the desired result. So select column name. If you are going to give more than one column name, you can give. If you want to give for only one column name also, you can give. From table name where condition. So see the command here, query, select admission number, comma, name, comma, place. So we are going to have this 3 column or field name from student where place is equal to Chennai. So those who are having their place value in the place, those who are having the value as Chennai, all the records are retrieved and in that records only the admission number, name and place columns are shown. Okay. யாருக்கெல்லாம் பிளேஸ் சென்னை இருக்கோ அவங்க எல்லா ரெக்கார்டும் வரும். ஆனா நம்ம என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கோம்? அட்மிஷன் நம்பர், நேம், பிளேஸ் இந்த 3 ஃபீல்டு மட்டும் டிஸ்பிளே ஆனா போதும்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம். அப்ப அந்த 3 ஃபீல்டு மட்டும்தான் வரும். சரியா? நீங்க வேற ஏதாவது ஃபீல்ட் செட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அந்த ஃபீல்ட் நேம் வரலாம். ரைட்? So suppose you are having another table from student where age greater than or equal, sorry, same tableலயே age greater than or equal to 18 வேற கிரைட்டீரியாவும் கொடுக்கலாம். அங்க எனக்கு admission number, name, age இந்த 3 காலம் மட்டும் ரிட்ரீவ் ஆனா போதும். அப்ப admission number, name, age greater than or equal to 19. அப்ப அந்த கிரைட்டீரியாவை யாரெல்லாம் satisfy பண்றாங்களோ அவங்கெல்லாம் அவங்களோட ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் வரும். Okay. So instead of giving this column name, if you specify star, the entire record will be retrieved. Okay. So இங்க where classல வந்து the relational operators like equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to can be used to compare 2 values in select command with the where class. அதே நேரம் the logical operators or and not can also be used to connect search conditions in the where class. So ஒரு criteria மட்டும்னா we can give relational operator. More than one criteria means you have to give your logical operators. You have to use it. So and also you can use. Okay. So next we are having between and not between keywords. So idhila irundhu idu varaikkum appdin kudupolla. So adhe the between keyword defines a range of value that record must fall into it to make the condition true. So the range may include an upper value and a lower value between which the criteria must fall into. Include upper value and lower value. So select admission number, name, age, gender. So we are having 4 columns. From student, where age between. So where you have to give the condition using where class. Age. In the column name age. Between 18 and 19 it include upper value and lower value. That means it include both 18 and 19. So that's why we are having this record. Okay. So the not between is the reverse of between operator, where the records not satisfying the condition are displayed. இப்போ இதே இதுல ஏஜ்க்கு பதிலா பிட்வீனுக்கு பதிலா நாட் பிட்வீன் 18 and 19 னா 18 19க்கு நடுவுல இல்லாதவங்க அப்ப 17 20 16 17 16 15 யாரா இருந்தாங்கன்னா வருவாங்க 20 21 யாரா இருந்தாங்கன்னா அவங்க ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் டிஸ்ப்ளே ஆகும். So it is opposite to the between, that's all. Okay. So not between 18 and 19 அந்த இருக்குல 17 ல இருக்குறவங்க மட்டும் அந்த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் டிஸ்ப்ளே ஆகும். Clear? So next in keyword. So in keyword is used to specify list of values which must be matched with the record values. So ஏற்கனவே நம்ம இந்த operator string operatorsல பார்த்திருக்கோம். We have already seen this operator in string operator, in and not in. Okay. So the same thing we are going to perform here also. So select admission number, name, place from student, where place in Chennai, Delhi. Okay. So in other, it is used to compare a column with more than one value. It is similar to an OR condition. Okay. So Chennai, Delhi. Chennai, Delhi la rendu values irundhuchu appadina Chennai la irukra yaarukla place value Chennai irukko yaarukla place value Delhi irukko avangala records mattum varum. So those who are having Chennai and Delhi in their place value, that records is alone displayed. So not in keyword displays only those records that do not match in the list. Between eppadi opposite not between adhe mari da in ku not in. So these two operators already we have seen in the string operators. Okay. So select admission number, name, place from student, where place not in Chennai, Delhi na Chennai, Delhi illadha Bangalore ulla rendu peroda records mattum display agum. Clear? So the null value in a field can be searched in a table using is null. So adhe mari is null nu or option irukku. So where age is null, யாருக்காவது nullங்கிற value இருக்குதோ அப்படி நம்ம doubt பண்ணோம்னா you can check through it. Okay. Non null values in a table can be listed using is not null. அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஆப்ஷனும் உங்களுக்கு இருக்கு. ஓகே. ஸோ ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃபீல்ட்ல இஃப் யூ ஹேவ் அ டவுட், ஒருவேளை அதுல நல் வேல்யூஸ் இருக்குமோ அப்படின்னு இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு செக், யூ கேன் கிவ் செலக்ட் ஸ்டார் ஃப்ரம் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வேர் ஏஜ் இஸ் நல். அப்போ யாருக்காவது ஏஜ்ல நம்ம வேல்யூ கொடுக்காம நல்லா இருந்துச்சுன்னா அந்த ரெக்கார்ட் மட்டும் நமக்கு கிடைக்கும். ஓகே. ஸோ யூ கேன் ஆல்சோ செக் த்ரூ இட். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் வி ஆர் கோயிங் டு த ஆர்டர் பை கிளாஸ். ஸோ தெர் ஆர் 3 other classes. As we have seen where class, you are very clear with the where class. Similarly, we are having order by class, and then we are having class, and then we are having group by. Okay, so these are some class. With that, we can also use our other operators like in, not in, null, between, and then distinct. That might also you can use with them. Okay, so that we will see in the next video. So today we have seen about the, what all we have seen? We have seen the column constraint and table constraint, and we have also seen the how we can use our select command with distinct, all, between, not between, in, not in, and we have seen how the where class is used with the select class. So you know very well how the where class is used with the update command. Similarly, we are using the where class with select command also. It also plays a major role. So I think you are very clear about this. Go through it once, then only it will get very clear for you. So in the next video, I will show this queries in SQL platform. Okay, in SQL platform, how this constraints and how this types of select statement get activated in your SQL platform and how they retrieve their records. So then it will be very clear for you. So go through this video once with your book aside. Thank you, students.